Hello and welcome back to Take a Sip Podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Tito.
All right, Tito. As usual, man, what are you drinking today, my dude?
I am actually drinking something new because we have an abundance of alcohol in my house right now for some random reason. I don't know.
I don't know, right?
It's so weird.
Why. Nothing pops in my head. Why?
Yeah, not at all. So to try different things and mix things up as a mixologist does, I actually have a Paloma today, which is lime juice, grapefruit juice. It's normally made with tequila. I decided to use, it is a tequila drink, but I'm actually using vodka in it, some Tito's vodka on it. Okay.
What is it called? Pomelo?
Paloma.
Paloma.
Yes. It can use some simple syrup, but I don't have time for simple syrup right now, so I just did a little bit of sugar to dissolve in it.
If you guys got a kettle, you guys can make it pretty easily.
Yes, but I don't have a container to hold it in like you do.
Okay, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah,
so
you need a container to hold it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Which is actually really good. A little bit of sour, a little bit of tartness, and then that kick of the Tito's. Citrus. Yeah, really good.
Right, cool.
What about you? What are you drinking?
Keeping it simple, and one of our favorite drinks that at least one of everyone's favorite drinks that I freaking love to make for people, and people love when I make it. Amaretto sour.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I think everyone loves it. Fucking Anna loves it. Esbeen loves it. Just fuck, I don't know what it is about it, dude. That fucking everyone loves when I make this shit. For sure.
Yeah. Now I like. Which one is it? The gimlet that you make?
The gimlet. Yeah, it's pretty much like a lemonade.
Yeah.
So, the gimlet is it's a classic, dude. Honestly, I'm glad I fucking learned to make that shit.
So I think I'm more of the citrusy alcohol type of drinks from what I'm starting to notice.
Which is awesome, you know. That's your shit, literally.
Yeah. So also not the one to take to brunch if there's a lot of orange juice and a lot of champagne. So
classic mimosas.
Classic mimosas.
Yeah, as you can tell, this is a Thursday night one.
Yes.
I was going to say Thursday night episode for sure. Because we're drinking not coffee or anything like that. We're actually drinking and shit this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some cool stories, more like update stories and like stuff that are recently coming to fruition, you know. Like movie updates, show updates, and stuff like that. And of course, I finally watched the unnameable movie that we're gonna go through later. You know, we're saving that for last, but that's for last for sure.
Yes.
So I know Tito's been wanting to talk about it for freaking the last like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yes, we'll give a spoiler warning before we actually go into the conversation.
Yeah.
For those who still haven't watched it, but
yeah.
You know what? I give you so much shit for not watching it yet, but I'm over here still struggling to go watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a next week conversation because I am planning on going out tomorrow at least.
Bro, you got to tell me. I'll go with you. I told you.
You're working. I'm trying to go like in the morning because in the nights I'm starting to get tired super early.
Who says I'm working?
It's a Friday. Your job.
My job is telling me I'm working. Who said I'm working?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my managers. All right. Let's dive into this stuff.
Yes.
All right. So the first show update that we got, and I was not expecting it to come this soon, honestly, because we literally, we heard news about it a couple months back, and it was still like, in the process of like, you know, like it was in the works that
it was just
maybe
like
getting done.
Exactly. Like it was an early rumor leak type of thing.
Yeah.
When we first spoke about it a few months back, like you said.
Yeah. And we're talking about the Cuphead show that's coming to Netflix soon in February.
Yes.
So that is something totally unexpected. Something I did not picture them actually going off of. Don't get me wrong. It is an awesome cartoon and game. I think people love the visual style of the game so much that they kind of had to do something like this. Just like the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Like I would not hesitate or like it would not surprise me at the least if they made a movie or a series or something related to that freaking series itself. You get me, type of thing.
Of what? Five Nights?
Of Five Nights, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think
I think
about
it's in that realm. You get me?
Well, like how we spoke with Andre about before with Five Nights at Freddy's, it was all of the games from 1 to 5 to Sister Location to whatever else is out there or was out there. Those were all just indie games by one guy, created by one guy. This recent Five Nights at Freddy's,
it was the first game that
the like pizza one that like everybody's playing has been like the first official title game, you could say, from like
I think like the first AAA like release, you know.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Yeah, which is like in a whole other round. But yeah, like it gained that much popularity and momentum of what it stands for, which is the same thing with Cuphead. Cuphead, yes, there's older games that not many people know about or have even played. But with the game that the most recent game that came out, the difficulty level and the amount of hours that people put into it and the amount of hours played and watched on YouTube, because it practically took over the YouTube gaming community for a couple of months. Yeah, while it was out. Like that gained so much momentum. People are still playing it. I still see it on shelves. I know people who just recently bought it as well to play it themselves. You get me? So the next logical step, besides creating another game, making a show seemed like the next best step.
Yeah, seriously. I was gonna say, like, literally, they put the announcement for the show as a teaser thing, and then they said, like, oh, the Game Awards, we're making a DLC for this game, by the way. Like, oh shit, you know, like unexpected. And then literally this showed up, like, oh, the official trailer dropped for the show. But like, oh shit, okay, cool. So they're literally picking up momentum for this, which is incredible, you know, on my end. Think about this for like a small game. You get me? It's one game, and it's getting all this like attention, which is crazy. It's because of the art style, dude. It is so classic, so like never before seen, or hasn't been seen in such a long time. That like the new generation of gamers are just like, wow, they're like dumbfounded. I'm like, wow, how is a game like this like exist? You get me? In our era, compared, you know, where things are getting more realistic and shit.
Yeah,
you get me? So like, how is this cartoon literally we're able to physically control a cartoon? You get me? So it's just like, yeah, it's just wild to me, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it, like if you haven't watched the trailer, it's literally a 2-minute trailer on, I believe, the Netflix YouTube channel, where they put out like a whole bunch of their trailers and stuff. And yeah, like it's a very quick paced 2-minute trailer that gives you so much, but also leaves very little to the imagination of where the storyline is going. What are we watching? Because as we mentioned before, that I remember, it's a lot of what we're going to be watching during this show is like before the actual game, when you are collecting the souls for the devil or whatever. This is, I guess, how we came to be in the game. You got me? Like how the contract was made, what games it was for us to save. So it's like a prequel to the entire main game that we're seeing right now. That's what I wanted to say. Prequel. I don't know why I wasn't going
prequel. Yeah, it's a prequel. Yeah. Which is cool. You know, that's awesome, dude, that they're doing that. Just build up to like, putting some actual lore, putting some actual voices to these characters. You get me? Yeah, because we don't have none of that in the actual like game itself. So we're actually adding more expressiveness to like this entire series, pretty much. Now you could say series.
Yeah. And we're actually getting a pretty good cast of True Valentino, Wayne Brady as King Dice, Frank Todaro, Johanna Gray DeLisle, I believe her name is.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely something cool. I might restart my Netflix account or borrow somebody's Netflix account to be able to watch it myself. Because I'm very interested to see how it actually is going to play out.
Yeah, seriously, I do want it to. I want to like follow along just to see how it is too. Give it a shot. You get me? Like, oh, okay, cool. You know what it reminds me of, dude? Like really bad, like Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
The art style of Tom and Jerry.
Oh, now that
I'm
you're
like,
seeing it,
dude, I just saw like the first few seconds again right now, just like quick glance, just to see it. I'm like, wow, dude, it really does give that vibe. Like, oh,
it really, now that you're mentioning it really does.
So that's
going to be so exciting.
Yeah, that's when I just remembered it like that. It makes me a little bit more excited to watch it now. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool.
100%. And like Leche said, this the supposed release date currently for the Cuphead show is February 18th. So literally just 2-3 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away, something like that.
Yeah, literally like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks, yeah. 3 weeks away. Yeah. So something.
You know what?
No, you go. No, you go. You go.
No, I was gonna go. I was gonna say, you know what else comes out in 3 weeks?
Oh God. Well, I actually
not the game. I'm talking about the movie. I'm not talking about the game. I'm going off of this. I'm being mature about this.
No, I know. I'm saying.
Okay, good. I thought you were talking about.
Yes, I'm saying I do know because I have the list right in front of me of our topics.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh, no.
We're not on the same page, I guess.
No. All right. Well, you ruined that transition. But
I know. Sorry.
The transition he was trying to make was that we also got the Uncharted exclusive trailer for we actually got more scenes of what's to be expected in the film. Last time, I believe it was just a few images and just like cast that we really spoke about for the show.
Yeah. Now, mostly just like the cast and shit.
Now we actually have a full trailer, kind of getting an idea of where that story is heading. Some cool fight scene sequences.
Crazy like spectacles of like actions and shit like that. Kind of nuts. So, I mean, man, I don't know. It's looking good for a game adaptation. Again, like, you know, a lot of people fuck up game adaptation movies. You got me? Like, I don't want to point fingers on specific people like back then, you know?
Yeah.
Or like animes as well. They fuck those things up real bad, making
anime
and shows or shows, you know? But this is it's looking good, dude. And the cast, I mean, I think they're good. I think it's more like, okay, the cast might not be, you know, 100% on point, but it's more like wait and see type of attitude for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing like Mark Wahlberg and freaking Tom Holland. Well, we got to see their like scenes together and stuff like that to see if they can relate to the actual two characters that are like related. You get me, within the game series itself. So we got to, yeah.
It's not even just how they relate to their characters and if they can bring that to the actual story. You get me? It's also how they interact with each other as like, that's
actors.
As actors, because that's why so many films with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart are so good, because they're legitimate friends offside of screen. They got the perfect dynamic. Yeah, exactly. So unless Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg actually bring that in their film, and not just that, but like their other co-stars, because it is a heavy hitting cast that we have here besides them two.
Antonio Banderas, dude, come on, man.
Which was super out of the random, like we keep saying, like we said in the first time too, like
it was fucking random as shit. Yeah. When I saw him as the villain, I'm like, oh no. Hell yeah, dude.
And Sophia Taylor Ali, Bryan Cranston is in this as well. Like,
damn, dude, it's just literally names. Some heavy hitters for sure. Yeah. Dude. It's just like, man, I just hope they don't fuck it up, right?
That's always like you said, it's always the
scary part.
The scary part of a lot of these adaptations from video games, because yeah, it's never been the best part of our community, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude, seriously. I mean, some lately they've been doing pretty good because the technology is actually there for it now. You know, back then it was hard. You get me? It was hard to do, like, you know, a fucking, you know, for example, right? Like a movie that has a dragon in it. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to put like a real life dragon inside? Like,
True. Yeah.
Something like that. Just as an example, right? Especially in the fucking like late 90s where the technology wasn't that great as it is now compared to like the CGI. That almost all of that stuff would be done in post production and stuff like that. Where you literally just insert fucking machines to do it for you and render it and shit.
Well, that's why it's actually cool seeing the trailer as well, because I mean, when are you ever going to see a helicopter really lift 2 pirate ships out of the freaking ocean and then fly, I guess, through like the Grand Canyon or something? Because that's what it kind of looks like. And obviously that's CGI and you're not really going to put your actors through that or have the budget to build your own pirate ship and then break it apart. Whip it right against a mountain or something. But yeah, for CGI, it does look really good. And it's kind of proving me wrong or shutting me up about having my doubts, if that makes sense.
I was gonna say, like, it looks too good. You know what I mean? Like, oh damn.
But there's also other parts, like when you know, like,
a little concerning.
Oh, that looks good, like really good.
Maybe
a little too good. Like, how much money are you putting into this that then how much is everything else gonna look?
Yeah, that's all. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's just like, oh, I mean, fuck. It's a wait and see for sure. But like, I'm more optimistic about it than I am pessimistic about it for sure.
Pessimistic.
That's the bullshit.
You tried.
I put in effort, but I failed. This is why I don't try.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to correct you. We help each other.
Yeah. Talking about bad CGI. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you know more about this one than I do, so.
I know.
Well, you actually watched the movie.
Oh, maybe. Okay,
yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Okay, it was okay.
Well, after all the reviews I heard, I was like, I don't want to break my heart, so I'm not going to watch it. But I still kind of want to watch it.
Definitely an experience. Don't get me wrong. It's an experience. Is it a good one? I don't know. That's for you to decide for sure. And of course, we're talking about Mortal Kombat. And we're talking about Mortal Kombat specifically because it is rumored that they're making a sequel to I think 2020 that it came out? The 2020 Mortal Kombat reboot that we got for HBO, pretty much. So it's in the writing or in the works and being in the writing, set right now.
It was just this year.
Was it 2021?
Yeah, it was in April. It was April 2021.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was like recent.
Oh, shit. Okay, but yeah, so the movie came out in 2021, but still, I guess it garnered some pretty decent opening numbers for like its like release and stuff, that it actually came into work to have a sequel, which I think kind of needs it for the story so far, because it's okay. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt for sure, because they tried something new. Did it work out for some people? Yes. For others, it seemed like, they kind of ruined it. You got me? That's what I'm saying. It's more of you got to watch this movie yourself to understand it. And why I say that, I'm going to spoil it for people who have not watched it. I'm going to spoil it a little bit. So they introduce a new character to it, like that's entirely new to the MK universe. Okay. Entirely new. And the whole premise is around him, not the usual guy that we usually follow, Liu Kang. Okay. So that's why I say give the movie a shot on that and have that mindset. Like, ignore the whole mythology that you already know about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because if you have that in your mind, you're going to ruin your experience. That's how I told everyone that before they saw it as well. Like, forget what you know. I mean, the classic clash is still there. Don't get me wrong. Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. That's there. I think
that's
no matter
the whole
what
intro,
universe
isn't it?
you put it in.
That was like the whole original intro.
The whole intro. Yeah, literally that they have the beef and shit. Yeah. Because of the clan rivalry and stuff like that. but they don't explain a lot of things why and stuff like that. Of course not. They don't even do that. I mean, they do that in the game and shit, but but this gives me a little bit of like they gotta do fixing like story. This has to be more story driven. Like I'm okay with them like not giving us too many fight scenes. I just want some story background on like this whole thing. You got me? Because it's good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Like out of 10, I give it a solid fucking 7. Solid 7, which is like still good, but not fucking great. You got me? Like great for me is like an 8.5. So, and then an excellent movie, of course, is a 10 out of 10, you know, like fucking Endgame and shit. But, but this, I say it garners a solid 7 in my book for sure. Like in movies, but again, I give it a 7, knowing that it's a new, like entirely new story.
Yes. And I mean, you saying that, and then also knowing that, I don't know his full name. They don't, in this, I was trying to look it up, but for right now, Slater, who they're talking about, is I believe a writer / producer who helped with Stephen King's Tommyknockers and also helped out with the Umbrella Academy series for Netflix, which if you've watched the Umbrella Academy, it is effing amazing. I love watching the Umbrella Academy so much. I've rewatched like the first 2 seasons like 3 times each. But yes, he is also said to be involved with the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2. It's not 100% greenlit yet. Again, these are just rumors of the reboot being in the works. But if they're already dropping names as Slater to be part of the script writing and stuff, that's normally a sign of it's a rumor, but it's a true rumor. So take it, but it's not very serious, but it's very serious. Like
it's in the works, but keep hold your horses.
Just say it like it's happening, but we don't have that meme dates yet. We don't have to. Exactly.
Like, don't do that yet because we're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But this next story, we can definitely do that though. For like, it's happening, it's coming.
Oh yeah.
And we're talking about the next story, which is, I feel like I'm a little bit less excited for this one, but at the same time, some people will be excited for sure for it.
Oh, 100%.
And so the next story we're going to go into is about Valve's Steam Deck in their official launch trailer. Official trailer. Sorry.
We got the trailer already.
Launch is slated for late February of 2020.
Yes.
Which is pretty excited, but I'm concerned. You got me on top of that.
Well, last time we spoke about it, we knew it was happening. We had the name, we had images of what was happening, but it was still just people could only pre-order it at that point. And it was a very limited time on how much and how long people were able to pre-order.
That was the real concern back then.
Yeah. So much so that I believe they were even putting limits on how much one person can just
I think they put a limit. Yeah. Because of resellers, bro. Easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid ass resellers, man. The scum of the fucking earth, I swear.
But yeah, like you said, they're starting to give out the first. They're officially launching in late February, and they're sending out the first few Valve Steam Decks to the first lucky few people that were able to pre-order it when they first announced it as well. So around the time that we last spoke about it, the people that pre-ordered at that point are going to be the first ones to get it, rather than making it like a random draw type of thing. Because I get it. It is unfair. Like, oh, you were the last one to order it. This person was the last first
one to get it. Yeah.
But out of sheer luck, you're going to get yours first. It's like, how does that?
Yeah. I mean, it's not fair, but whatever, man. I guess first comes, first serve. But on top of that, my other concern is the whole supply and demand, right?
Yes.
So if you didn't pre-order it and you want one, you're pretty much fucked. Straight up. You're fucked until whenever they make another fucking batch of these. Because who knows? It could literally fucking sell so fucking fast. It could be 10 times better than the fucking Switch is right now. And then whoever wants it, you're fucked because you won't be able to get it until another fucking 2-3 years from now until they make more.
Which is the whole problem right now as well with like the PlayStation,
with the current,
and Xbox,
the current gen stuff.
Yeah, like it's just gonna
resellers just buy everything, dude. Fucking resellers just buy a whole fucking truckload of fucking them and then try to sell it for fucking $2,000.
Exactly, and like I get it, cool. You need to make money, but like
that's not the way to do it, dude. That's just such a scummy way to do it.
And it's also like again, it goes back to the whole gaming community, then taking the backlash of it of being scummy and like bad attitudes. It's all about ourselves. When look at us, we're literally in a game clan that's over 500 people strong.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, about 500. Yeah,
and like, and I'm not saying like that there haven't been arguments and issues between our own clan and stuff, but like, still, like, come on, like. A lot of the times we're very supportive. We help each other out as people need. We're very understanding about most of us being adults and having outside lives and outside situations that we're not always going to be online, where there's certain clans where it's like, well, if you're not putting these amount of hours every week or every day to play, then we're kicking you within 24 hours of your first notice. It's like, bro. Just like, come on.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, bro.
Like, it's all just backlash and it makes everybody look bad. And it's like, that's not how to do it. Like, at least like shoe sellers have at least a little bit more of a conscience of when they do that type of stuff.
At least some business, what is it called? Dignity and fucking decency for shit.
Exactly.
Unlike these fucking console resellers and shit. Like fucking assholes. It's plain and simple, dude.
Yeah. And it's like even with gaming stuff, it's just gonna stay in the room. You get me? Like, shoe sellers can sell it for much more because it's actual things you're gonna wear out in public, and some of them are collective items. Like, it's literally just a gaming console, bro. Let it go.
But the thing is, dude, if you think about it, the gaming industry now is so lucrative that come on, dude, it's easily a $7 billion freaking what is it called, sector of the fucking financing now
industry.
It's like companies and stuff like that aren't ignoring it anymore. They're accepting it. They're like, gaming is literally the fucking future in entertainment, and they see it, bro. They're like, you get me? So it's like,
we saved GameStop.
Huh?
We saved GameStop.
Oh, I mean,
that was like a whole other thing, but it was gamers who were still in.
We kind of screwed it a little too hard. Yeah,
double-edged sword.
I guess at the moment, at the immediate moment, we did save it for like a couple of weeks, but then who does it? But whatever. Other than that, yeah, dude, it's just, you know, it is what it is, dude. Sadly, people are gonna continue doing what they do.
Yeah,
they'll resell shit. You know, it's annoying, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, for example, I've been looking for a fucking Switch and I haven't been able to at all.
I know, and you're already behind, bro.
Yeah, like I'm seeing all these fucking like on eBay and stuff like that, and they're like selling it for like $600-$700. I'm like, I'm not paying for that, bro.
I got very lucky buying mine. I will say that, but
dude, it's just unfortunate. Like, then every time I go to try to buy it, like on Target on the website and stuff, as soon as I hit fucking purchase, it's gone.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, bro. It's just like, damn, bro. They literally fly like hotcakes, dude.
Yeah,
it is ridiculous.
There was a Mario Edition Switch that I was about to buy. I kid you not. Like, and only because I forgot that I needed to put in my card information. By the time I press checkout, and keep in mind, it only took me 2 minutes to like put it all in. 2-3 minutes after like the midnight release of it, and it was gone. I cried myself to sleep that night because I was so mad. It was a Mario Edition. It looks so cool. Whatever.
Dude, it's just, man, it just sucks.
Yeah, no, it really does. And unless something major is done to fix that situation, is something we're going to be dealing with.
It's stupid because even if they make a surplus amount of any of these consoles, people are just going to these resellers are just going to buy all of them.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, nope, nobody has them.
Yeah.
Nobody can get them. They can only buy them off of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, why do you have that attitude? That's why nobody likes you.
Yeah. No, really. And these are the exact same people that for some reason you never see them working, but then they're taking trips all around the freaking world on their Instagram and shit.
It's stupid. I mean, it sucks saying like that, but they do. There's people that are fucking either desperate or gullible to fucking buy it off of them, dude.
Yeah.
And that's how they make their cash, their quick money. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever, dude. Honestly. It sucks, but it's an unfortunate thing.
I mean, you say it's whatever, but then there's people like us, you get me, that, well, like, I get it. Like, specifically me, I don't put in as much hours into gaming as much as I would want to or would like to. But then at the same time, it's like, I can't keep up with what's next. And I start falling off behind even more, as much as I want to stay updated and up to date and in the loop with what is happening. But unless I'm getting my hands on these games and on these consoles, like, I'm just going to fall more and more behind.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, for the most part, it is going to sit there, but I could at least on my days off, on a nice day, I could sit down and play the game when I want to.
Mm-hmm.
You got me? And it's like, I don't even have that fun now. Like, that's my whole thing now. It's like, as much as I want to Twitch stream and stuff, I'm sometimes so tired, even on my days off. Because on my days off, I am just running around cleaning or cooking or dealing with family stuff outside of here, as you know. Like, well, I don't know.
I mean, it sucks, dude. We don't have that luxury anymore. Like,
yes, no, not at all. But yeah, this is just one more console, but I mean, it's just connected to Steam, really. I'm just more interested.
It's like a portable PC, but it won't have the same, fucking power to run.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm more interested to see how it actually is going to work from like a location to location type of based thing.
Yeah. And I already know, like, this is like the first version of this for sure. Because if this 100%. Sells and does well, like, for example, like, they actually make money, like a really good, decent amount of money, they're going to come out with a stronger one. And that's the one that everyone's going to want to go for.
Yes.
Because that's the one that's going to be able to run, fucking the actual good shit game. You get me?
Yeah. It was like the first thing when like the iPhones came out, like up to like the iPhone 5, everybody was always like, well, I'm going to give it a few weeks so they fix all the bugs and then I'll buy one when they come out with the iPhone 5 Plus or whatever it was back then.
And it works out on their end.
And it works out, yeah. Like, but like now knowing that it's that Apple puts out what they're always talk about at this point, everyone instantly just buys everything.
Yeah. It's easily safe to say, like, they're not lying about their advertisement.
Yeah. So, I mean, look at my phone now. I ordered my phone back in November, and I'm still waiting for it to get shipped. They said, oh, I'll show up in December, January. Nope.
I mean, it's still January, so.
I mean, it's still January, but unless it's going to actually
not for another 4 days, because then after that, you're lying.
Exactly. And even so then, I dropped my phone a couple days ago where it actually, like, broke. Like, I couldn't use it type of broke, you get me? Oh. And then I had to put money back into this old phone to get it fixed, so I had something while my new phone comes in.
That sucks, man. Fuck. Damn, dude.
But that's life. That's adulting.
That's adulting, bro. Fuck. That shit happens to me. There's nothing you can do, sadly.
I know.
Yo, but at least we're gonna not end this, but this last piece that we got is actually really good news, compared to the fucking Switch or like what is it called? The Steam Deck fucking made us talk, and we got off a tangent there for a bit.
Just a little.
But yeah. This next story, or our last story that we have, is actually really fucking good in my opinion. And a lot of people are hyped for this shit, dude. Like a lot of people. I might even fucking get this shit, dude, too. Because
it's not really good.
Yeah, it's looking fucking good. And we're talking about fucking Dying Light 2.
Mm-hmm.
What is the specific name again? Dying Light 2 Stay Human, it's called.
Yes. It's looking like the game's not even out yet.
We already got so many trailers, we even got walkthroughs like the first 10 minutes and shit. And it looks fucking fantastic, dude.
Exactly.
Like, visually.
And it's saying that as of right now, the base game is supposed to have over 500 hours of actual gameplay.
Which is nuts.
It's
fucking insane.
Crazy. At this point, it's becoming a zombie Skyrim.
I mean, say less.
Right?
Say less because that's all it is.
I waited to get your confirmation. So it wasn't
no, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's literally a fucking game like that. It's insane.
But there's so much high hopes for this game being so incredible, so amazing, so successful that the developers have already announced that they have a 5-year plan of DLCs and a whole 5-year roadmap for where they're going to take this game. And again, the game's not out yet. It is all straight up hype at this point.
It's going straight up, dude. I mean, when they said like 5-year plan, I'm like, dude, this is like Bungie telling me shit too, because they had the same idea too. And I mean, it's been well past 5 years on their end. But dude, this is high hopes, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they actually keep their word on the actual game aspect of it, which you know, I have no doubt in at this point, because of what they showed so far. I mean, it is phenomenal. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, they're already putting where they're fucking, you know, they're talking with the gameplay. They're not just talking, you know, they're showing us what they're talking about. So it's fucking nuts, dude. But 5 years, imagine that, bro. They're already telling you like, yeah, we already got five years worth of DLCs and stuff like that planned out for you guys. Be like, oh my God, bro. They're trying to, but you know, the nice thing of them saying this, it means like, we're going to feed you guys all this stuff for 5 years. And then maybe after those 5 years, we might make a third one. You got type of attitude, you get me, as well. Or they might straight up just make this into a live service game. That's
what I was thinking. Cause I mean, if they're already putting this amount of work and time into this game already and already have a 5-year roadmap, which includes story DLC, weapons and new weapons, new enemies, new stories, new events, and new free and paid DLCs. You get me? So it's not just a second DLC. They have multiple DLCs ready to come out. You get me? Just to then be, which was the whole problem with GTA, what was it, 5 that we had recently, that there was so much work put into it and stuff. They didn't just want to drop it and make a whole new game. You get me? But I mean, at this point too, GTA 5 has been out for how long, and they've put in how many?
Bro, next year will become 10 years of GTA 5, bro.
Exactly.
I'm like, wow, dude, that much content, and it's all been fucking free too. Like all their DLCs, like 100%. I can't confirm that right as of
yeah,
but I can say they've all been fucking free for people. Every single DLC. I mean, they fucking killed it when it first came out. It was the biggest selling game of all time. At the time, I think it literally made like fucking in the span of like 24 hours. It made fucking like $2.2 billion or something like that.
That was the game that Andre was also trying to get us both to go overnight, pick it up, like when it first came out.
Yeah,
to like go buy it physically. Unfortunately, we couldn't. But yeah, I remember that used to be like the whole talk during like schools and stuff. Like in school, like, are you going to be on?
Nobody else talking about anything else, dude. It's even funnier that even some of the girls were like fucking talking about it because it's fucking huge. It was just, dude, it's like something you can't fucking not talk about, dude. Exactly. It was all over the fucking news about how many records it broke and how many people were outside waiting fucking hours just to get one fucking copy of it. It was just nuts, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that was Grand Theft Auto's 5 plan and they're putting in this much work in now, I mean, look at even Destiny. Destiny has put in I hate bringing it back to Destiny and comparing everything to Destiny, but it's constant updates, constant modifications, buffs, and nerfs and stuff like that. Like, how are you just gonna then be like, all right, we're done doing this stuff with this? Like, here's a whole new game for you guys to rebuy, start again from ground zero, like with your characters again, and deal with whatever weapons and bugs and things that we have in this game, when you could just have a constantly online update type of game. You get me? Especially when it's a game where it's just Dying Light 2, the second game in its iteration. It's a perfect spot to actually do it. I mean, that was honestly, Destiny. Destiny 1 was so successful that Destiny 2 then became a live server type of game, even though D1 was a live server type of game too.
Even before Destiny, there's other live service games, dude, like WoW, Starfield, all that, StarCraft and stuff like that. There's other games like that. So it would be nothing new. You know, they're not breaking the fucking wheel here and shit like that, like revamping it.
No, I'm saying, but like compared to its predecessors, it just seems like the logical step to go down.
No, I would agree. I would say they would tell us it's a live service game, I think, until they won't tell us in the next 2-3 years, probably.
No, they won't.
When it enters those final few years, and that's when they're going to tell us another roadmap or news of like, oh, we're working on another game, you know, type of thing. So, but right now, dude, just them telling us that there's 5 years worth of shit. I mean, as if I was a Dying Light fan, like crazy fanboy, I would literally just be like, there's no other game I'm playing. Type of attitude. Because this is everything I need. There's literally fucking content about content coming my way. Like, that's crazy, dude. No other game developer will tell you this straight up. Not often, not often. They're like, hey, like here's our post-launch roadmap, you know, just letting you guys know what we're working on in the background while you guys are enjoying the main campaign that we're just releasing for you guys. You got me? Yeah. Like, what developer is telling you that? What company's telling you that, dude? Not many, because I can't even name one right now. Other than Techland right now, just fucking killing it with this shit for sure. So, and just high hopes for this, dude.
I know. This might be one of those games where I'll have to watch the first few like
missions and shit,
weeks to see how everybody else reacts to it, and then I'll have a debate within myself, a pros and cons list of should I buy it? Do I have the hours to put into it besides all my other games?
Yeah, for sure too. Yeah, that's true. Fuck. So
I know it's like, because it's looking, again, just from these images that we have been seeing and then the trailers and stuff, it's looking really good. It's looking like it's going to go in a positive way. Definitely much more hopes for this than we had for Anthem. not to bring it back to Anthem, but
to say the least, yeah, for sure. There was no hope after that first week for me. I was like, this is bad.
After the first day. After
like the 20 hours of waiting just to go into the fucking world, I was like, this ain't it. This ain't it, dude.
No, at all. But yeah. I mean,
yeah, dude. I mean, that's all the stories I have, unless you want to put in another sneaky story before we go into something else. No late story come in for you? No,
not really. Not this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I always do quick research and stuff, but no, these from what I've seen have been the most interesting things that we could talk about, especially stuff that we've touched on before. So quick updates like we normally do. But if you're set, we can have a real conversation now.
Yeah, this is. We'll have this conversation. Just keep in mind though, Tito, I watched this in Spanish with my mom, so
okay.
So just keep that in mind. Some of the songs, Naomi told me, because Naomi was here when I watched it as well. We're gonna go spoilers for people. I guess big ass spoiler before we go into it. If you have not watched Encanto, I definitely do recommend it myself as well. I know Tito fucking recommended it already 6 times, and I finally watched it. So I definitely recommend it myself as well. It's actually pretty good. It's not that, it's not overly and it's actually pretty funny on certain parts and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend it. The music's pretty good, even in Spanish. It's actually phenomenal. So, definitely recommend it. But Naomi said, back in what I was saying, Naomi says some of the songs are better in English than in Spanish.
Yes.
So, like the whole the Bruno one, she said that one in English is way better than in
that has been my anthem for the past few days.
So Naomi said that's way better in English.
Yes, you can literally just YouTube that one.
I think I might. I haven't yet, but
you haven't.
No, I should have before we fucking started. Not thinking about it, but unfortunately, I did not. So
that's fine.
But I thought it was pretty good, even in Spanish. I was like, oh, dude,
out of the 10 times that I watched it, I did watch it once in Spanish just to give it a shot, and I definitely agree with your sister. It is good in both languages, obviously, especially being a bilingual Latino myself. But yeah, I definitely recommend English to watch it in, especially us being like first gen Americans. Everything makes a little bit more sense, especially to where their Spanish, for the most part, is. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. Spanish isn't the same between all of Central and South America because of different dialects, different verbiage that we use. Not but all words mean the same.
Even my mom confirmed, they were like, yeah, there's this like typical Colombian. Like, I don't like how Naomi said this, but I'll say it anyways. Fuck it. It's not that bullshit that you see in East Boston. Like, oh shit.
Oh god.
Whatever the fuck that is. That's what she said. I'm just like, oh shit, dude. Yeah. She was so mad about it, dude. This is the actual Colombian how they speak. I'm like, I mean, I understood that completely for sure.
Yeah. So that actually comes to like my like the first big topic I want to talk about, because the same way they did their research and the background stuff for Coco, which was the last big hit that Pixar even had as well. Disney put that same amount of work into Encanto. You get me? And like I mentioned to you even last week when I told you to watch it, even the little fact of the little kid you see at the beginning of the film drinking coffee, like it's just a water bottle to him, that just hit home for me right from the beginning, because I still remember grandma taking care of us and everyone with their concha and their cup of coffee. Like, yeah. And like, that's just a normal morning. Yes. Like you start at like 5 years old, bro. And like, yeah, like it's so cool. Like seeing and knowing that they're putting in the work to do their background research and getting like actual bilingual actors, voice actors, and even Lin-Manuel Miranda being such a big part of this, and the music where it translates so well between different languages. Because there is also, like you said, we don't talk about Bruno. There is a version of it where it it's the whole song of We Don't Talk About Bruno, but it goes between the different languages the movie can be translated in. So like it'll start in English, it'll move into Spanish, then it'll go into Portuguese, and then it goes into like Korean Chinese, like and Korean and other types of languages.
So now Naomi told me that the Spanish people, like the actors who played it, also did like the English version. So like they sang it in Spanish and in English.
Yeah, they were like legit bilingual voice actors.
Yeah, because that's not always the case for certain movies and stuff. But that's pretty cool to know that they literally were the same actors.
Yeah, and it gives that translation part like a little bit more authenticity. Because like when you do watch those bilingual movies, like oh, but he wouldn't sound like that if he spoke Spanish in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, you don't take the movie very seriously. But knowing that little fact of like the ones who did it in English also did it in Spanish, like it gives the character that it's exactly.
Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, but I mean, the movie was good, and I see what we were talking about last time as well about what's her name. Damn,
Luisa.
Luis, no, not the main character.
Luisa is the sister, the strong sister.
Yeah, we talked about her.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you mentioned like people will gravitate towards her, like younger audience, girls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I see why.
Yes,
I saw it now. Seeing, I'm like, because I was trying to put everything in perspective. I even told Vanya because she was here as nosy, you know. We watched it with her. I was telling her like I need to take like I'm trying to remember everything that's happening right now because I know I'm gonna have to talk about it with Tito later. So, and then I told Vanessa like, specifically like, oh, this is what Tito meant, and she was confused on that when I told her that, and she's like, yeah, me and Tito were talking about like people relate to the strong chick more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And Vanessa's like, yeah, I mean, and she thought about it too a bit, and she's like, yeah, she was nodding her head. Like, I think she thought about it too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, as a woman, I do resonate more with her than anyone else in this movie. I'm like, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. That's a thought. Like, that's an actual, like, fucking great thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, now that you even mentioned it, we relate to Luisa being the middle children. Because that's what Luisa is. Luisa's the middle child who has to deal with not being perfect as the older sister, but then also holding or trying to hold the family together and be sort of like that punching bag, like we sometimes are. You get me? And the fact that even my younger sister, Vanessa, like you said, she only related to Luisa being a strong Latina woman, not having this, not to throw my little sister under the bus, but not having this perfect figure or whatever, being on the bigger side, because slightly on the bigger side. She's not super.
She did a joke that made my mom laugh, dude.
Wow,
you know the part where she's carrying the donkeys? She's like, oh, that's me carrying my sister in my back. Like,
Los burros.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, yo. She's like, te que mala, Vane. Like, God, bro, dude. She even got up and everything and flexed. I'm like,
only my little sister, bro. But yeah, I mean, like, it's such an amazing film. Like,
it's well done.
I don't know. I want to have a legit conversation with the movie, but it's like I don't know where to start the conversation. You get me? Besides, I feel like going we already been the started. Whole movie.
I mean, we're already rolling on. We could literally just pick pieces here and there and stuff like our thoughts and stuff. Like, for example, like there's like an undertone in was right a little bit of this movie of like high expectations in in Hispanic families and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like
so, like you have to be a certain way or no. It's like you're kind of like you feel fucking disowned a little bit.
Yeah,
type of attitude.
Yeah, and not even that. It's just like also keeping this perfect image to everybody outside of the house.
Mm-hmm. Even though it's not a perfect family within it.
Exactly. Once the doors are closed, nobody really sees the arguments, the tears, the one that's hiding under the bed because he doesn't want to be part of the whole situation, or you're just scared of what's happening in general because you don't know what's happening completely in the whole family.
So it's like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of undertone of that for sure. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I really thought about the movie, like literally picking everything, seeing everything, because I was like, I'm only watching this once for now. Because if I watch this once, at least I need to watch it really fucking good. You got me?
Yes.
I was even paying attention to the after credits a little bit just to see like if anything extra happens.
No, nothing does. That was the first thing I did too.
Just in case, dude, like there's teeth, some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, literally, that's my first impression. And Amir was right. The grandma is kind of a bitch about it. never apologized in the end either way.
No, she really doesn't. She just go like,
and that's something even as Hispanics that we talk about is like something we gotta get over. You got me? And sometimes our elders don't apologize if you really think about it.
Yeah,
it's not their forte, especially like
we're always
old generation.
We're always told that we have to be the ones to forgive them, but it's also like that just goes back to the whole undertones of like secretly resenting. I don't want to say fully resenting, but that's pretty much what it is. Like, if there's no middle ground where everybody could actually say what they're feeling, is anything really resolved? It's all just going to come back up later anyways, and probably still made just as big of a situation as it was in the first place.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I sometimes can't put into words what I want to say, but it's true. Like a lot of things that happen in that movie, it doesn't just like, besides the whole real life family issues, if you really like take in the detail of a lot of like who a lot of the characters are, it really
like in broad, like if you put the characters very broad on what they are, it's like, yeah, you could kind of relate to them because they're like, oh shit, you know. Almost same thing with Coco as well. Like how the grandmother, it's always the elders for Hispanics. You know, that's how it usually is. I'm sorry to say this. Like most Hispanics, if you're Hispanic, you would know how that is. Yeah. Because it's mostly like the older generation that likes to keep the image of like the family intact on what they remember it to be. You get me? So it's just like in the movie Coco, for example, the mom doesn't like to talk about dancing and stuff like that. Or singing, sorry, not dancing, singing and shit like that. Same thing with this. The grandmother didn't like the main character. Fuck the names, man. They don't stick.
Maribel.
Dude, I was paying attention to everything else but the fucking names. Maribel, yeah, she was since she didn't get any powers, pretty much I'm telling you, like almost fucking disowned her.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, but nowadays, which is the nice thing in this generation, since you know, everyone's getting a little bit more, I hate saying it like this, but aggressive. Even the older people, they're getting more open, they're realizing their old ways don't work. But this movie is reminding, like, don't forget, like some families still have to deal with this, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like an insight. Like, just remember some families are still like this, sadly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like, I don't want to say, again, I don't want to fully compare it to our family because how I see our family could be different how you see our family. You got me? I'm just going to completely from like myself, my point of view, because even both of us have different views on how we see ourselves. You got me?
Which is totally fine. You know, that's how it is with different people. You got me? That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but
it'll be fucking weird if we have everything exactly the fucking same. You get me?
Exactly. But like how you mentioned how the grandma practically disowned Maribel, and in a way kind of also disowned Bruno because they weren't quote unquote helping the family. Again, that's a little bit on how I resonate within my own family because, and hence why to my parents, I'm still technically in the closet because then I won't be the perfect son that they want
in their eyes.
And it tarnishes what perfect family we technically have. But again, that's because I don't know how my parents actually feel or know about the LGBT community and stuff like that. You got me? And we've had this conversation outside of the podcast and between ourselves.
No, we have. Which is totally okay to talk about. Yeah, that's again, like I always say, Tito, like you want to ever just talk about it, dude, on this, you're free to go. You know, that's what you're doing now, which I fucking love. Yeah, I mean, more power to you.
Thank you. But yeah, like it falls back in that realm of, okay, this is me within the family. Now, how do I have to portray myself to everybody else? You got me? Because again, it goes back to family roles. we had to keep up images, which I know there's a lot of other families that in other cultures that deal with this as well. But
we're not saying that, only Hispanics deal with this. No, of course not, dude. If anything, it's definitely like it should resonate to other people as well because we know
exactly.
Exactly. But we understand it. If anything, that's what connects everyone. Come on.
Yeah.
All have similar problems. Come on.
Yeah, no, because even from like the same way you mentioned, like we always respect the elders and it always comes back to the older people. It's the same thing in a lot of, I believe, Asian culture as well, where in a lot of family settings, the elders get fed first, and then goes like the parents and then the kids, and even between the kids, it's always the firstborn, the secondborn, third, and so on and so forth. You got me? Like the kids are technically served last. But yeah, it's weird how culture works like that.
Yeah, very similar, but yet very different.
But yeah, for you, I definitely you already watched it or whatever, and I know you're still processing the whole thing. I definitely recommend watching it in English, though. English, I feel like you'll have not a different perspective, but you'll understand a lot of the tones a little bit more
probably. Yeah, I get what you mean on that.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, look at how much we already spoke, and not at one point have we even mentioned the perfect sister of being Isabela.
Because there's no point, in my opinion, on that.
Exactly. And that goes back.
It doesn't even matter. That's not even the whole. I feel like that's. Oh, damn, I don't even know how to say it like this. I guess that's the point where I'm trying to get at, because it's already like. That scene and that whole situation happened so fucking quick for a fucking reason. It's like yeah, because you get over it real quick because no one's perfect. It's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. That's what it is.
And that too also falls under the aspect too of like how much everything's changing. Because again, from what I know, even our sisters always had to our older sisters had to deal with that pressure of having to be perfect and setting up this road almost for us and our younger siblings to still follow, because they have to be perfect in our parents' eyes and our grandma's eyes and our aunts and uncles and so on and so forth. And even that is such a stressful thing, like Isabella had to deal with. You got me? But still, even with all of that, like, going back to now, like the whole Disney thing that I mentioned last week, like they put in so much money and stuff to make, like, obviously Maribel, because she's the main protagonist of the entire film, but even still putting so much money into Isabella merch because she is the typical beautiful Disney princess image that we're so used to.
Even with flowers and everything. Stuff. So you would think more girls would gravitate towards that.
Exactly. But nobody wanted that because everybody wanted to buy Luisa stuff, because Luisa actually ends up being the most relatable character. Not even just relatable, but she's the humor in a lot of it too. Like, out of nowhere, when Maribel's coming out of Bruno's tower with the broken vision, and as the grandma's interrogating her, Luisa comes crying out of nowhere. And I don't know how it goes in Spanish, but in English she goes, "I was taking it easy, putting the donkeys back, but then I realized I was falling behind. So as I picked up the donkeys and I put them in the bar, they were heavy." And she runs away crying. Not even that. Like, if you see her running in the background, like after she puts on the bridge or at the beginning, at the first song, like the Family Maribel, the way she just runs is so, I want to say, like Mario Bros style, like very... full arms swinging, knees high.
All arms, knees high, bro. Like a fucking marathon sprinter.
It's so funny. Like, it's so good. Like, I love it. The whole film is just made I give it a chef's kiss for a film.
Yeah.
I give it an Italian fresh kiss for a Spanish.
The fingers fucking fucking chef's piece, bro. Yes. Fucking LSD sprinkle. Oh shit.
So yeah, I like going back to like now that you've actually watched the film, yeah, during Luisa's song of like when she's going through like the whole break, like when she's hanging off the cliff, like you see the physical boulders just land on her and she's saying she could handle it, but sometimes she feels like she buckles, but she gets back up. That's where I kind of related. That's where I first got very teary-eyed the first time I watched it, because like I get it. I have to deal with following up behind my older sister, and then sometimes I feel like my younger sister's getting ahead of me, but like there's that pressure between everybody, obviously. But then I fully cried too, where it's like at the end of the film, once everybody loses their abilities and stuff, their powers, and then the whole this is more of just like a sentimental moment of like when the whole village just comes back and helps them because they've helped out so much, not realizing what they were all going through. Like that kind of resonated with me too, because
you know that's exactly what happened.
Exactly. And that really hit me, because without me fully speaking up a lot of the times about my anxiety and depression, not just to you, but like other friends who helped me along the way, like you guys helped rebuild me. And that's where that kind of like resonated with me. And that's where I really cried at the end of the film. You get me? Because it's true. It's like sometimes like you're gonna hit a point where you're gonna break, hence the house breaking apart. And unless you ask for help or somebody's there to really help you, a community, whether it's personal, family, or outside help, like you're not going to get that help. Like you need to find a way to break those walls. Yeah. That was another whole thing of the film, like break the walls, let somebody in, and hopefully it gets better. Right? Am I right? No, I'm over here waiting. Like I get you're eating. Oh,
sorry, dude. It's just fucking people are sending me messages on the fucking side for some reason.
Weird. Oh, sorry.
No. That's why I was like. Now, so I'm looking at. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I heard you. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
But oh man, yeah. That one song definitely hit home a little bit, like about like the whole carrying, especially in hearing in Spanish and shit. So I was like, oh damn, dude, I think it hits a little bit harder in Spanish than it would have been in English for that one. I think Naomi told me the same thing as well. So like that one's a little bit better in Spanish. It sounds a little bit better.
The last song,
or was it the other way around? That's better in English. There was two specific songs that Naomi said that sound better in English than in Spanish. I know 100% that Bruno, when she said in English, it sounds way better.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I remember that she told me, because it was a good song, even in Spanish. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, though. In Spanish, too. It was really fucking good. Oh, man. I don't know. I think I just need another run through in English, I think.
Yeah,
like,
I think you
really
need to.
get my mind, like, right on the movie.
Yeah, and also now watching it with my little sister, who's going to make smart comments about the entire film as well.
Distraction.
She is. That's why I kind of want to go watch. She says, you should have told me I would go watch Spider-Man with you. I was like, I don't need you there because you're just going to talk sometimes.
Dude, when you do watch that Spider-Man movie, we have to have that.
Well, we have to have a whole Marvel thing again, too, because there's so much Marvel stuff that has already come out that we're falling behind on.
No, that's true. Yeah. So we definitely gotta. There's a lot of things. I'll rewatch that movie if you watch that movie. We're in agreement with that.
Yeah.
But since you're watching it tomorrow, I might watch that movie tomorrow then too.
Okay.
So it's fresh in our minds again.
Yes. 100%. And those are type of episodes we could record ahead of time. You got me too, because they're not date specific. Yeah,
that's my thought process. So everyone, keep your look forward to that for sure. Literally check the Instagram. We're gonna be actually updating it there for sure.
Yes.
On when we would post this and updates on like, I watched the movie, or since Tito, buy the fucking movie tickets. So maybe sends a quick pic on the ends. Yeah. He's actually fucking watching, so he's not lying. I'll definitely send a pic on the halfway through the movie, that I'm watching it too. I can do that at any point though.
Yes, you really can. Literally from the beginning, the title sequence.
Yeah, I was gonna say just skip it. Be like, I'm watching it, dude.
Turn the movie off and walk away.
For me, it's a little easier to lie. For you, it'll be hard to get a ticket like that.
Waste money just to not even go watch.
Just to pull the fucking Instagram pic, dude.
Just stand at the bottom of the escalator. Are you gonna watch Spider-Man? Can I borrow your ticket real quick? I just need a quick picture.
You have the receipt. Let me just get that real quick.
Still the little stop. I need the stop. Just that. Oh God.
Yeah, but that's all I had to talk about, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like we could have gone more, but my brain is just like, I guess I'm more just excited that you finally watched it.
Yeah,
that I can't fully think of conversations to go into.
You're too excited to talk about.
I really am.
And then me, I'm analyzing everything from it right now because I need to. It's more like a multiple thing to watch.
Yes, yes.
Picture everything together.
You have to, because there's also little things even in the background as you're not watching that you miss sometimes. I'll tell you one right now. During the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, Dolores, the cousin that could hear from has really good hearing. That's her ability. Did you see the part that when she's singing to Maribel, you could see Bruno in the background on the second floor walking by? So you didn't know that. Everybody thinks that it's just the brother Camilo that's just shape-shifting up there, but no, it's actually
there's stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. The first one was just a broad watch, right? Like what I just saw on paper. Yeah, I'm actually gonna dive into that fucking paper if I watch it again for sure.
Because also too, if you really look at their clothes, Maribel has obviously the butterflies, the same that's on the candle. And I believe the grandma has the butterflies on her clothes as well. Pepa has her sunshine earrings that I believe are on her clothes as well. Luisa at the bottom of her skirt, on the trim, she has the dumbbell weights. You could see that. Camilo's poncho has what is it? The chameleons. Because you know how they can shift colors. That's his ability, shifting into people. There's little things like that. That was the other one. The little thing of when after the song We Don't Talk About Bruno and the dad comes into the room. Obviously, it's a Disney movie. They can't swear, not even in Spanish, right? So as he's whispering to her, you did not break into the tower. You did not see the vision. You don't know what's happening. Nobody needs to know. The door swings open. Dolores goes, but I know, and walks away. Obviously, he can't swear, so he says miércoles instead of just saying mierda. Mierda. He says miércoles, which if you don't know Spanish, miércoles is Wednesday in Spanish. Wednesday. Instead of saying shit, which is mierda in Spanish. Yeah. So that when he first said that, it took me off guard. I was like, why is he saying Wednesday? But then I realized, I was like, wait, I'm watching a Disney film. They're not going to swear. But it's so
you forget a little bit. You're like,
yeah. Bilingual problems. But it's just so good. I loved it. Even going in, when she first finds Bruno in between the walls, he looks like he's legitimate evil. Then he ends up being this massive weirdo. like completely, like doing everything, like knock, 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 knock on wood. Salt over the shoulder. He even goes sana sana colita rana at one point. Mm-hmm. See, and the whole part of like yes, and the whole part of like the whole chismoso family. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about Bruno, but yet you literally have
a whole song dedicated.
The mom, the dad, and literally everyone in that song was their side of the family. And how it goes also into like, you talk about it so much, you're gonna stretch the truth a little bit. And that's how it is. Even in real life. That was the whole part of Camilo. Camilo goes, 7-foot frame, rats along his back. But yeah, he's probably like even shorter than Maribel is. Mm-hmm. You're not 7 foot, bro. There was one thing that I just realized watching it, like this last film too. How old would you put? Because Bruno, the Pepa, and Maribel's mom are they're triplets.
Yeah, triplets.
How old would you say they were just looking at them the first time?
In their either late 30s, early 40s.
Right? Okay. Then explain to me why during Antonio's ceremony, she goes 50 years ago, the abuela goes, 50 years ago, we were blessed with this milagro. With this Encanto.
50?
That's saying that the three of them are 50 years old.
No, they're 50 years old. I mean, I guess, but that's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, then that would put Abuela, what, like 70-something?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Oh, it does make sense, though. Okay, 50 might be stretching it.
Yeah.
50, if she said 40, I would have been like, oh.
Okay, yeah. Exactly.
I would have been like, yeah.
Or like 45. I
think they just had to put a nice even number. If they said 50, be like, God damn, that's a lot. Like, Jesus Christ, why 50?
The only thing they missed was someone pointing with their lips a little bit. Get the cups. but then again, the whole house moves on itself, so there was no point on pointing.
There. I hate that shit, dude. Hispanic thing, dude. I hate that bullshit. Like, me cansaste eso.
Well, I still do it. What's eso? Just tell me what that eso is.
Tell me what the fucking object is that you want me to go grab, bro. Yeah. Not hard, bro. Instead of doing the fucking stupid lip shake, tell me what you want with your lips.
Well, I still do it too. That's one bad habit I've got.
So yeah, like, oh no, yeah. Oh, dude.
Start sweating like crazy. Am I gonna get the right thing? Is it the wrong thing?
And they bitch at you, like straight up bitch at you when it's the wrong thing.
It's right in front of you. That's it.
And there's like 30 items. Like, what? Oh no.
Oh God. All right. Yes. But that's it from me, unless you want to add something else or you remembered anything from the film you want to talk about.
No, just watch the movie. That's all I would say. Watch the movie.
Yeah. All right, then. So, Leche, where can people find you?
People can find me at Instagram at Leche Minuesa, or you guys can follow me on Twitch at TechnoFreak95. Where can people find you, dude?
I am also on Instagram at OneAlphaPenguin, and I am also on twitch.tv/OneAlphaPenguin, where hopefully tomorrow I will also be streaming, or as of the release of this podcast episode, Friday, the 28th, I might be streaming Legend of Arceus on Twitch.
Let's go.
So keep an eye out for that. Oh, yeah. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod, and also go to the YouTube channel if you want. If it's easier for you guys to listen to the podcast over there at youtube.com/takeasip. As always, the logos are the same between all the social medias. Excuse me. And we are also constantly thinking of ways we could get better, update the logos, or just have like cool little things on occasionally. I kind of wanted to talk to Leche if we kind of bring back a little bit of the tier lists for new subjects that we used to do, which might be fun to do.
We could definitely do that. Yep.
Yeah. Like even have other guests, maybe have your older sister hasn't been here either since we did our conspiracy theories. So maybe have like a whole Disney episode type of thing with her.
I would love to discuss, like, let me rewatch the movie again and we could have her on again for that. So it'll be a good episode to have her on with that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I mean, like we said, the whole Marvel thing that we always do where we always bring your brother on. We might have your brother and Andre this time because I know they'll have conversations on conversations. They might be the host for that week, if anything.
Not even us, dude.
We'll just be in the sidelines, like
yeah,
moving the conversation forward. But yeah, let us know what type of little things you guys think we could update on or get better on. We love all, well, not all criticism, but we take it into consideration to see how we could better ourselves, obviously. Especially if you listen back to our first episode, we've come a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Come a long way. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for listening, and drink some water. Stay warm if you're in the Northeast region right now. I believe we're about to get like 20 inches of snow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad.
Yeah. But yeah, stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you guys all next week. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.